Hello everyone, Bees for sale, and we've got a ton of mods to go over, so let's get to it. Funky time. Bowie Knives, That's Not a Knife by MikeMoore. That's right everyone, Mike is back with even more knives. So many knives, every knife in the world. So there are 3 Bowie knives included, the Puma, the Sawback, and the Winchester. Each has 2 mods, a serrated or a stealth blade. Serrated does extra damage, and the stealth does extra damage when used in sneak mode. Meshes and textures look beautiful as always. Be upgraded to 50 if you use any of the mods I just mentioned. Pretty cool and good for slicing up raiders. Pocket Rocket and Flare Gun Paint Mod by Watcherzero. This adds a variation of the flare gun that uses a rare ammo called High X that does 160 damage per shot. There are 9 paint jobs for this beautiful little baby weapon. And to balance off the high damage, you can only get the ammunition from raiders, you find it off their bodies, or particular merchants that you find throughout the Commonwealth. Very lightweight weapon with a pretty nice bang. Personal Institute Relay by Cason, Deathrowboat. This mod allows you to teleport wherever you shoot. Want to get up that tall building? Shoot. Want to get over that lake? Shoot. Want to get some cookies? Shoot. The only downside is even with teleporting like a foot away, you still have to go through a loading screen. It's not instantaneous, so just make sure you know where you're shooting. Best used for longer distances. Star Trek Assault Phaser by DMagnus. This is a port of DMagnus's Assault Phaser from New Vegas. There are 2 mods for this that change the ammunition from either a standard power pack ammo or the converted receiver, which uses microfusion cells. Both have a damage of 118 ballistic and energy damage. There are also custom sounds for each of the conversions, which is really nice, and also when you convert them, you can see here one's yellow and the other is blue. I do have a laser effects changer on, so if you download this mod, you'll just have the regular laser effects instead of the purple ones that I have here. Really cool though, I love this weapon and it looks fantastic. Jaguar MSX200 LMG by MAIBATSU and Doom. Another fantastic weapon by these 2 fine modders. This adds a powerful LMG with plenty of modifications and fantastic detail in both the mesh and texture. There are 6 receivers, 2 stocks, 2 magazines, 4 sights, 2 muzzles, and 24 types of ammunition to use and choose from and install on your magic gun. This is a really nice looking weapon as I mentioned, and there's all kinds of detail on this baby too. If you go in, as you can see there's just tons of little things carved and chiseled into the gun. Really nice. Good for when you've got a bunch of enemies coming down on you and you just need to spray and pray. Vertidrones by Kentington. This awesome mod allows you to build 4 types of adorable and destructive baby vertibird drones for your very own pleasure. Constructed at a chemistry station, the 4 variations are an unarmed scout, laser, plasma, and an explosive suicide drone. These little babies will fly around you and attack any enemies in the vicinity. When you start up the game, you'll also receive a holotape which will allow you to view their video feed, call the drone back, or to order it to self-destruct, and hopefully take some enemies out with it too. You can only give out commands to 5 drones at a time, so I think you can have more than that flying around, but you can only give out commands to the first 5. It's a nice balance, so you don't have a huge army of these things floating around just doing your bidding. Very cool idea, and it works flawlessly as well. Super fun to play. I really enjoyed this. Weapons of Fate Ballistics Overhaul by Seb263. This changes the physics of bullets in the game to a more realistic manner. Now bullets have unique characteristics such as weight, diameter, and speed, and these will affect how bullets will move after they're fired. The mod author states they're trying to replicate the way bullets act in the game Stalker series, so if you've ever played that, that's kind of the idea they're going for. Really cool idea, and a definite must for anyone who likes realistic physics with weapons and such. Terminator weapon effects by Chameleonred. As you may have noticed, my laser effects and sound effects have been overhauled thanks to this mod. Terminator weapon effects replaces a few of the sounds and firing effects to mimic the weaponry in the Terminator series. Currently, the weapons that have their sound replaced are the laser pistol, automatic laser pistol, laser rifle, musket, Gatling laser, institute pistol and rifle, and the minigun. And you can also download either just the sound effects or just the effects changes if you only want one or the other. So if you just want the sound effects, you can download the optional file, or if you just want your laser to be purple instead, you can do that as well. So very nice. Scavenged NCR armor by Lord of War. This is a beast of an armor that'll satiate your need for some NCR in the Commonwealth. This armor's mesh and texture are outstanding. Texture is 4K, but there are 1 and 2K optional files if you have a slower rig. The design, as stated by Lord of War, is different, but similar to the original NCR armor. The gas mask seems a little too flat for my style, but the rest of this I really like. Armor reduces explosion damage, 100 DR, 65 ER, and 20 RE. Gas mask has enhanced endurance, 15 DR, 20 ER, and 75 RE. Helmet has reduced explosion damage as well, with a 20 DR and 15 ER. You can craft this at any chemistry station, or find it off the body of a mercenary in the Glowing Sea. Mutant Hunter Armor by Lagrie. Another mashup from Lagrie. The Mutant Hunter Armor can be found on Garen, Hunter of Mutants. Simply shoot him in the face until he poops his pants, and then you got some sweet-ass mutant hunting armor and a Mutant Hunter Rifle. Ooh, look at that. This is a nice nifscope edit. The armor has a ballistic DT of 599 and the helmet has 78. The Mutant Hunter Rifle cannot be upgraded and will stay at 68 damage for the rest of its life, but it's got some sweet, sweet claws on it that makes up for it. Very cool, and always love the little dungeons that Lagrie puts in for these things. Cross Jetpack by Niero. This adds a bunch of jetpack variations that you can create, build, and construct. All of those things are exactly the same. I'm going off script, everyone. We're going off script. I don't give a crap. I tried to write stuff for this one. I couldn't do it. So this comes in a number of colors. You can also choose the type of way it looks. So this comes in a number of colors. As you can see here, they're listed in palettes. So if you look at the colors that are listed in the palette settings, that's what will show up. You can also choose kind of the reflectiveness. There's chrome, non-chrome, and then another type of chrome. I wasn't completely sure, but basically there's a lot of variation. You can have a lot of different colors and a lot of different chrome. You can wear the jetpack without any power armor. You can just strap it onto yourself and then put regular clothing on. You can have basically anything as long as it doesn't get in the way of that main back module. If you run and then jump, it will give you a nice boost, as you can see here. But there are upgrades where if you jump and then hit the spacebar, it actually serves as a legit jetpack and will boost you up all the way. Because the usual one, the initial one, will just be an extra boost when you jump. But with the upgrades, you can definitely jump and then get an extra boost. Really cool mod. You will need the cross cybernetics framework, I do believe. All the requirements are listed in the mod page. This is a fantastic mod. I really love the jetpack, and the amount of different colors you can choose and stuff, really just extra thumbs up to Niero. So good stuff. Minutemen Overhaul 2.0 by Corel 2015. This mod completely revamps the Minutemen and makes them pretty cool, if I do say so. 53 new outfits / armors for the Minutemen, 81 new faces for your soldiers, 6 recruitable Minutemen mercenaries, 6 ranks for your soldiers, 11 new decorative Minutemen items, and 2 new defensive items. You also have the ability to recruit any and all Minutemen that you come across in the wasteland. Just walk on up to them and say, hey, we're going now. They'll also level up with you and fast travel regularly and even in a vertibird. Superb work on this mod. If you love the Minutemen and want to flesh them out, this mod does just about everything you could wish for. Fantastic stuff. Minutemen Overhaul 2.0. Underwater Base by Sean S. 16. Underwater Base is a pretty sizable underwater base. Wow, how many times can we say underwater base? That can be found on the east coast near Salem. When you enter it, it is completely empty, but with a workshop planted right by the elevator, it's up to you to furnish this beauty. Going straight forward, you've got a pretty nice sized room for maybe a living room or a dining area. I don't know. I'm horrible at designing things. Down the stairs is a really nice underwater scene, which really reminds me of the New Vegas underwater base. If we go back to the entrance and take a right, there are 2 rooms, one small and another medium / large room. Back to the entrance and to the left are 10 of these smaller cell rooms that are kind of a mystery to me, to be completely honest. I could understand maybe 2 or 3 of these for like a toilet, a closet, I don't know, a cat room. But there are 10 of these really tiny rooms that I don't know what you could use these as because they're so tiny. Just look at them, a little baby. Maybe a bunch of kids? You lock a bunch of kids up in your house. I don't know. There's also one medium-sized room, though, that could be a bedroom or something. Or a warden. You lock up all those pigeons. I don't know what's going on. I'm not much of a decorator, so I probably won't be shoving furniture in these reviews, but Just imagine I've got some sweet-ass chops going on in here. Just use your imagination. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Boom! That's a bed. Skyship Welder by Blary. This is a miniature Pridwin that's not just been scaled down, but actually edited so it's a smaller version of it lengthwise. Located between Lexington and Covenant, you can fast travel to it when you discover it, since it's all the way up in the sky. Look, it's just hanging out there. Come on down. Inside, you'll find a fully furnished home complete with dinner and a cat, too. Of course, you can go into build mode and completely refurnish this entire thing if you want to. The main floor has your living room and dining room. In the hallway/stairs are 2 statues of power armor. There are 2 rooms on each side of this deck. One is a kitchen filled with supplies and food. The other is a bathroom with the usual amenities and even a washer and dryer. Oh wow, you got me sold now. You can also go outside of the ship and take a look around, which is pretty cool. There are a few invisible walls though, so you can't kind of jump from one outside deck to another, which is kind of a pain. Downstairs is your workshop filled with different storage areas along with chemistry stations, etc. Bottom floor is the command deck, and you can choose to move the ship to either Bunker Hill, Lexington, or Diamond City. I really like this mod, especially the fact that you can move the ship too is pretty awesome. Really nice, and runs fairly well too, so good stuff. RVs of the Commonwealth by 1993 Ted. This adds 11 RVs littered around the Commonwealth for you to discover. You can also build 2 types of RVs and settlements as well. These are usually barren, so it's up to yourself to spruce these babies up. They do provide a workbench though, so you can start to fill it up whenever you want. Some of the RVs are on an incline, which at first doesn't seem to be a problem, but once you get inside, it's also on an incline, which does make sense, but placing furniture is a little bit of a pain. You just got to make sure you rotate everything. Besides that, though, I really like the locations that these are put in, and the general idea of it is pretty sweet, too. The mod author has mentioned they're making a survivor mode version, which I'm looking forward to, where there'll be less RVs and they'll be harder to find. I always like survivor modes for certain mods, too, because that way it's not too overpowered, whereas in vanilla it's just regular, but survivor you probably need a few changes. So RVs of the Commonwealth, very nice, cool idea. Beantown Interiors Project by Chucksteel. Just like Fallout 3's DC Interiors and New Vegas' Interiors project, Beantown Interiors adds a number of locations by making some of the boarded up houses in Concord open. As you can see here, most of the opened up areas are these small 2-story homes. Currently there are 11 open homes, and there's also a 3-story interior that's been opened up as well. These are always really fun and great for letting you explore more of the Fallout world. I can't wait to see this mod expanded, because there's definitely a ton of other houses that are still boarded up, but the ones that are opened up are pretty cool, and I think the mod author added like a few, or at least one terminal I found that had some little story on it, so really cool, and looking forward to this one in the coming months as it's developed. Underground Railroad Immersive Fast Travel for Survival by T9X69. This mod adds a travel system which allows you to quickly get from one location to another if you're playing with survival mode or without fast travel. To unlock each tunnel, you have to find the sewer grate and go on in there, and then you can unlock the gate from the other side. That way you can't cheat and just, find one, and then you can just go anywhere, which is pretty sweet. I really enjoy that each tunnel is clearly labeled as well. You can also build down here, which is nice, so that you can put supplies. This can kind of be like a gathering area. You find put all your junk, put all your nuts in the middle. Yeah, just put your nuts right there in the middle. Pretty interesting idea, and presentation is 10 out of 10 hot dogs. Settlement Attacks Beyond by Scary 666 Scream. This pushes attacking raider party spawn points back a bit so you don't have them spawning in your town walls. Simple and small mod that solves an annoying problem. Get out of my damn walls! Get out of here! Locksmith. Lock your doors and containers by Tess Dudini. Lock doors. Lock chests. Lock bathrooms. Useless. Lock them anywhere. Settlements. Or the Commonwealth. Then unlock them. Locksmith. That's pretty much what it does. The Chestbreach Swag Pack by Unimportant Hero. This adds a number of sweet, kickin' cool, awesome pictures of me and my buds. Oh yeah, I'm reviewing this because it's f***ing awesome. As you can see here, there are 8 pictures included. You got me, Sizzler, Janet, Jerry, AJ, Steve. Steve's got that money symbol going on. Steve, you doing that money? You doing on business, Rad Roaches? Jerry and Ball Arms. I did have a problem though. I do have my game installed on my C drive, and the textures weren't showing up, so I think that might be the problem. But I'm going to check it out. But regardless, this is an awesome mod, and thank you so much to Unimportant Hero. I really love this. This is awesome. Chumpkins by Heat465. That's right, everyone. Chumpkins is back and as deadly as ever. Bringing 4 fusion bombs strapped to his insides. Although he has lost some weight, and his hat, he still does explode when he dies. Chumpkins is a follow-only companion, which means he only follows. You can't command or tell him where to go. Unfortunately, cats don't have attack animations, so most of the time when you're being attacked, Chumpkins will run away, and hopefully, if he does die, he's near enemies. I fought some raiders, and they all basically kind of ignored him, but he does explode, like I mentioned, so we've got that. Big thanks to Heat465 for bringing this baby to the Commonwealth. Thanks, Heat. F4111 Companion by Meddings Jack 1144-5.
Wait, I'm not a synth, let me explain.
This is a simple yet well-voiced companion in its early stages. F4111 is the mod author's character from New Vegas, and he explains a bit of his backstory if you prod him for information.
I'm from Vegas. Yes, I have a British accent. Some also reprogram my voice modulator to sound like this. At least it don't sound like Codsworth.
F4 is a standard companion and can follow, trade, and take commands too. Since he is a synth, just be careful what clothes you give him, as certain ones don't, yeah.
Heads up.
Some of them don't work. Besides that, very nice companion mod, and he says some pretty odd stuff too.
I saw a man with a death claw, a rad roach, a ghoul, a child, a woman, and a robot. I felt sorry for the robot. All he wanted to do was help the man.
That sounds familiar.
Look at my feet. I stepped in shit the other week and it's still bloody there.
Weird mod of the week! Falcon Punch by Derpsdale. Sweet little mod that adds the Falcon Punch from Super Smash Bros. Into Fallout in the form of some brass knuckles.
Falcon Punch! Falcon Punch! Falcon Punch!
So, since they're brass knuckles, you can install the usual 4 mods, but without any upgrade. You just simply light enemies on fire when you punch. They also go flying back, and you've got 14 ballistic and fire damage for each one of those shots you got. And as you can see, or hear actually, there's a custom sound effect, the Falcon Punch.
Falcon Punch! Falcon! Falcon Punch! Falcon Punch!
So that does it for this week's Fallout 4 mods. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you have any suggestions, put them in the comments and I will check them out. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I know I did, and I shall see you in the future. Wait.